All right, everyone, and welcome to the New Orleans Pelicans Podcast. I'm Gus Kattengell along with Jim Eichenhofer, and you might have noticed Mr. Karlo Matković is joining us here today. Karlo, how you doing, bud?
Doing good, thank you. How are y'all doing?
There you go. Very nice to have you a part of the show. And you know what? Look, we got a whole bunch of different things we want to get with you and, kind of touch on. But I need to start with my favorite topic when we call your games. Playing above the rim. Dunking. First and foremost, I love it when you get up there and stuff. I've tried to come up with a nickname on the air. Do you like Hammer? Karlo the Hammer Matković? No?
That's simple.
It's too simple? Do you have a suggestion? How do you say hammer in your language?
Checkage.
Checkage?
Yeah.
I like that. All right.
Checkage. But you gotta let it. I don't know. I wouldn't rush it.
Wouldn't rush it?
Yeah. Give it time.
Do you have a suggestion?
Karlo Hammer, just like who?
Karlo the
Karlo Hammer.
Maybe we can open it up to the fans. Maybe
We
the
could do
fans
that.
can
Maybe,
come up
yeah.
with some suggestions, and then we can provide you with a list. You can go through it and say,
Yeah,
I like
it's
this
a tough
one.
name to have a nickname for. Like Karlo doesn't even like. You can't
So I'm saying, see, to me, it kind of just, I don't know, it's the whole Karlo the Hammer sounds good to me. But more
It
importantly,
was
though,
corner Karlo, hammer Karlo. Like what? Like.
look, my main thing is more of the mindset, though, man, because I kind of describe it on the air when I see it. You have the intention of going above the rim from the get-go, whether it's, playing off the ball, cutbacks, so when you have it, you're going. Is that how I view it? Is that what you're thinking when you get the ball, you're going and you're attacking to be aggressive? Is that your mindset?
Yeah, always. I don't know. That's how I grew up with basketball. That's how I saw basketball. Because that's how I watched basketball. It was like LeBron in Miami. And he was just dunking stuff, him and D-Wade.
Mm-hmm.
And then Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan and stuff. Those are the first clips I ever saw. So I was like, yeah, this is it. That's something what I want to do. And then it just became like a thing. When I was a kid, I was trying to dunk all the time. Couldn't get it until I was like 13, 14, I don't know, 14. And then it just started to be a habit that I wanted to dunk in-game. And then you watch all these highlights and like you as a kid, you want to be in the highlight reel one day. And then it just kind of translated to the game.
Wanted to kind of get into a little bit of the difference between your rookie year and obviously early in your second year. Do you feel like you're more aggressive this season, like having more confidence, having more NBA games under your belt? You got to play a lot, like from January on last season?
Yeah, definitely. The confidence comes from experience, getting those games. I played 42 games last year, I think. Some of them were in Birmingham Squadron too. I had fun there too. So I think like those experience kind of gets you the confidence too, and then people get to know you, know how you play, and then I think if you look at the G League games, I had kind of translated to the league games, above the rim plays and stuff
Sure.
that I had back there with Quetcher.
Mhm.
So I would say like I just adapted to the league base and stuff.
I'm sure some of it too is your teammates know what you can do as well. They know I can throw it up 15 feet and he'll come down and catch it and dunk
You're
it.
gonna find it somewhere. Yeah,
Right. Beyond the dunking, which I know Gus obviously loves and we all love,
Yes.
is there a part of your game that you think that you've improved the most, or that you're the most happy with the strides that you made from like your rookie year to
I
your
would
second
say
year?
3-point line, because I never shot before, even like pre-draft and stuff. Like that season before the draft, I never shot the ball for three.
Mm-hmm.
I was only in the paint. Now I can spread the floor. I can run to the corner, cut from them. I think those cuts and 3-point kind of helped me expand my game.
Yeah.
For sure.
Wanted to ask you about a couple of your teammates. One of the guys that seems like you have a good connection with on the court already is Derik, who obviously is a rookie, has only been in the league for a few weeks. What's it been like playing with him? Is that something that it seems like a lot of guys enjoy, just his passing?
Yeah, because he's patient. He really takes time. He's patient. He reads the cuts well. He reads the pick and roll game well. When he gets the ball, he never in a hurry. Like he's always calm.
Mm-hmm.
And then he makes the right plays basically all the time. So it's fun to be around. You give him the ball and you can move somewhere, do something. He's gonna read it. Maybe you're gonna go for a set of screens, slip out of it. You're probably gonna read it. So it's fun.
From being in basketball, I mean, how rare is it to have some of those traits that he has at 20 years old? The presence they has on the court and just the feel.
Yeah, he definitely a unique talent for a young guy. For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's like a big man, not a point guard. Like maybe you're going to have a point guard that can read the game like that. But as a big man, definitely something unique for now.
You were asked the other day about the reaction of your teammates from the bench to some of your dunks. And I know you you said, I think the word that you used for Derik was he's a little goofy.
Yeah.
He's funny.
Yeah, he's funny.
How do you describe like his personality or like what he's
like that, just like that, goofy, like not like he don't care, nonchalant, I guess. I don't know, like he just go crazy, like he'll go crazy, and then he will say what he thinks basically, and he wouldn't be bothered by it, whatever he said, and then he will ask questions too. Like he dressed up yesterday, y'all saw him. He'll come to trip, be like, "How's my fit? You like my fit?" Like he pull out, "You like my fit?" So he's like really like a big child kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So fun guy.
It seems like some of the guys have said that he's kind of unintentionally funny. Would you say that's accurate?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he just says what he thinks and it just becomes funny.
Yeah.
Like he's not that he's like aiming for it to be funny, but like he just is. And the way he talks, the little like the voice is still kind of developing. So it sounds funny, but yeah, he gonna get there for sure.
Another rookie that has been super impressive and was also a lottery pick for the Pelicans was Jeremiah Fears. I mean, what's been impressive to you about the way that he's
aggressive?
Played?
Yeah, really aggressive. Like no fears, like the nickname it is. It's really like that. I would just say like aggressive, hard worker, always in the gym, and like it really pays off for him.
It's such a contrast with both those two players, right? Because you're saying to play off of Queen, heads up, here comes a pass, or he's going to read something. So you're kind of looking on a basketball court where when you see Jeremiah, it's like run because he's so fast and so quick. And the other thing that I noticed too is even if you're trailing and he's out running everybody, he can find you in the lane as the trailer, right? So it's almost like with both rookies, heads up, the pass can be coming with you, but it's different, right? It's kind of two different
pace
styles.
and patience, and then those together kind of, if they match up good, it's like real good.
That could be a nickname, Pace and Patience. We call it with the hammer, which you didn't like, but Pace and Patience as well with those two. I like it.
When you watch those two guys, I mean, from your own experience of being a rookie last season in the NBA, I mean, are there certain things that you can kind of point out to them, or certain things that you remember?
Man, they got it. Not gonna lie, they got it. They really got it. Like you don't even have to like give them none. You just gotta like give them time to develop and like be there for support. And everything else they wanna figure out. Like they got it. They really got it. You can see by the way they play. Like it feels like they're already here for a little while.
Yeah, one of the things that's interesting too in the dynamic of this roster is, including you, there's a bunch of guys that have had really good starts to their career. Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, Jose, they are in their fifth year. But of those guys, Herb was the only one that really got to play right away in his rookie season. So I mean, everyone, almost all the other guys, pretty much all the other guys I mentioned didn't play a lot until like January in your case. Jose was the same way. Trey didn't start playing a ton, I think, until like March of his rookie season. So, I mean, you kind of alluded to it a little bit, like how impressive is it for these guys to come right from college and they're 19, 20 years old and to be able to contribute.
They got it. Told you, they got it. They just like you get there, go out there, and like they don't fear nobody. They just go and there's hope. They want to compete. Y'all saw what he said to Brooks. Y'all saw what Fierce does. Like, like they don't care at all. They're just there to hoop and like be better every day. They want. You can see on them they want to be better and like they want to lead somewhere. You see how Fierce want to like take over. You want to bring some stuff for the city and stuff. DQ said that too, right? So like I mean, it's great to have like two young guys like that, just having like that mentality.
Yeah, to your point, I thought in that Phoenix game what they both said was really interesting. Not only Queen on the court, kind of letting Dylan Brooks know what was going on, but Jeremiah. But
I think
Fears,
they both
coach is trying to get him out. He's like,
that.
no, keep me in. He wanted to stay in, and afterwards saying we're not going to get bullied. I think when you have two rookies like that, bringing that mentality to the locker room, guys like you have to.
Yeah, it's great. You always gotta step up. You gotta follow, especially the young guys start. You gotta follow them. Like you gotta do what you gotta do.
All right. As we go to break, I do got to bring up the stat of stats, though. Okay. Do you think you have more dunks this season than Trey Murphy?
Yes.
I thought so too.
No.
Jim?
Well,
That's actually
no. He had few dunks that one game. Like I had 6 in one game, right? Right. I had 6
against
game.
Charlotte.
And then I had 2. How like
Well,
10-ish.
Gus kind of tricked you a little bit.
Yeah, he bring me like he give me the vibe like
I believe me.
Like
look, I'm the one who wants to give you a
Karlo,
nickname.
that hammer,
No,
this nickname. Then
I'm
do you
all about it.
think?
But
Actually, no. Maybe like yesterday he had like a couple. So
well, you're gonna laugh when you hear this stat. Maybe you have 13 this season. Trey has 14, but you have 13 in 82 minutes. He has 14 in 395. So I think the dunk per minute ratio, I think you got him beat.
Ask me when I catch up his minutes right now, and then you're gonna see.
I love that. Hey, dunk to minutes ratio. I love that. Look, we're just getting started. When we come back, Jim's gonna get to know a little bit more about Karlo's preparation for this season. We'll do that here as well as you're listening to the New Orleans Pelicans podcast. All right, welcome back to the New Orleans Pelicans podcast here with Karlo Matković and Jim Eichenhofer. We're talking a little bit about your dunks in that opening segment, which, you know me, I can talk about it for more than one segment. But Jim, you kind of want to get into maybe what you did, Karlo, to get ready for the season to have such an impact already.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm correct, you spent a good amount of time in the offseason in New Orleans. Can you kind of go through like what your process for that was?
Correction.
Okay.
Back home.
Okay.
I've done back home. I actually was home, had national team there, had my coach, conditioning coach I had like 2 years ago, continued working with him, had a great time, and then that's where I worked the most. A lot of weight room. I worked with Zubac a little bit, with his coach. We were always in the gym together. We didn't work out too much together because our game different, but we had the same coach, and then it was good to have him there. I'll talk to him a lot. He'll talk to me. He'll bring me out to lunch and stuff because we live there in the same city back home. So like it was a great addition to have that vet. He's a 28-year-old vet in the league. That's crazy. But he's been there like for almost 10 years now. Zuba. So like it's been great to have him on the side. Now I'm texting him all the time. He hits me back right away, and it's like it's really fun to have him on the other side of the league, but still fun because he's my Croatian. But yeah, that's how I spent basically my offseason, working out back home, having a good, really thoughtful weight room workout plan, where we hit the weight room and stuff to work on some stuff. Like you said, you want to get above the rim, you got to jump a little bit more, right? So like we worked a lot in the weight room, and then just being on the court, hooping, having fun, having national team, that was great. So basically that was my summer. Like it went quick though.
Yeah.
It was real quick.
You've mentioned Zubac a few times in the recent past about the influence that he's had on you. I know that you mentioned too, you have a little bit of different game than him. He's been kind of like very much in the paint.
Yeah, he's like a
burly
real
guy.
Five, real five.
You're probably more athletic, I would say it's safe to say, than he is.
Well, for sure.
But are there certain things that you take from his game, or certain things that maybe
more mentally and like KYP stuff, watching the tape and the feel of the game, know your players, know their players, who you're playing against, how to play, and stuff like that. It's more like those tips than like do this and that, like do a hook here or whatever,
Right.
It's more like KYP stuff, know your personnel, watch film, know how you defend stuff and stuff like that.
It's been, obviously this is your second season here, so you've gotten to know New Orleans a little bit more, whether it's, in the summer or during the season. What's it been like living here as far as just getting more adjusted to the city? Probably, I would imagine that you know the city a lot more now than you did when you first got here.
Definitely. I love when my friends come over. I definitely love when my friends come over and I can do like my European stuff. Go out, get a coffee, sit down, do nothing. Get outside a little bit, walk. That's something I like to do back home, so I like kind of transfer here. People out here don't like to walk that much. So when my friends come over, I definitely go out for a walk, grab a coffee, get some food. Food definitely. But yeah, it's a nice city. It's a small, not that big of a city. Like I see the same. I said that before. I see the same people always at the same spots, like walking down the street, I will see somebody else, saw somebody else already. I'm like, oh yeah, I know this person, stuff like that. So it's not a big city, but great people. The hospitality is awesome. I enjoy it definitely.
It seems like some of the players who are, especially the guys that have been here for multiple years, you start to have like a list of food spots that you always go to, and I don't need you to list your favorite ones or whatever,
no
but
sponsors.
I remember CJ McCollum when he was here, he had like a book of different places. Like if you want Italian, here's the list. If you want whatever category. I
have categories by restaurant. So if I have Italian, I'll go Sofia, for example. If I want steak, Dover Steakhouse, Metropolitan, right? If I want some like in between, a Cereal Lupo ain't bad. Pelican Club is awesome. La Boulangerie or whatever you pronounce it, some French like
That
pastry.
sounded really good.
La
Yeah.
Boulangerie or something like that, right? That's really good though. For breakfast and stuff, really good, like pastries and stuff.
Yeah.
Bakery kind of vibe, whatever. Smooth.
Last thing for me, I've lived in 3 different states, and I lived in New York, Oklahoma, and Louisiana, and every time it was kind of an adjustment. But I think it's nothing compared to living in a different country. What's it been like? What's your experience been like as far as living in the United States now for a couple?
Biggest thing I had, like, it was like I had like a little bit of a culture shock, a little bit for sure. And then when I go back home, I needed a week. When I adjusted, it was amazing. But no hate though, no hate. I'm not hating. But I'm saying though, it's different. The people have their like see the world. It's not the same how I said it back home, but you kind of adjust the way they move, the way they talk, the way they interact with each other. You know, the way they make friends or not make friends. It's just like it's different approach to stuff, I would say. But yeah, the culture stuff was like a little bit different. Definitely, food's different. Definitely like the food back home more. Even though the food is good, I still like the food home better. It is what it is. You know, everybody homesick sometimes,
Sure.
right? You love your mama's kitchen, probably, right? Of course. Everybody, love, you know.
Yep.
So like, I definitely love food back home more. I talk to a lot of Europeans. A lot of Europeans say the same thing, so I'm not the only one that
Sure.
I'm like talking smack right now. But it is what it is. But yeah, food, culture a little bit, the people way they move, you know, they don't walk. Like I said, they don't walk outside that much.
Sure.
Maybe some states don't do though. Maybe like probably they do, right?
Yeah.
Probably they do. Like I was in San Diego for a week. They move out there, but the weather is nice, smooth. You can go outside. It's not humid and
Again,
stuff.
right.
So
Yeah, it's not
like-
hot as what you said
it's
it
not
was,
hot
and
as
there's not
great, yeah.
mosquitoes eating your life. So yeah.
Hey, probably people move though. Like I'll be like, nah, probably I want to say this now. People be like, no, we do walk outside. I don't know. I don't see it that much. I don't see as much in Europe. I don't know.
Are you a seafood guy? Leslie?
Yes and no. I like fish and stuff, but I don't like oysters and stuff.
Okay.
Well, you know, we'll do. Look, I'll say this: a man of many talents over here. Architectural advice, how to tour New Orleans as a European. You can do that as well. You can give some advice on that, and more importantly, how to play above the rim.
I think Europeans know how to tour New Orleans better than me for sure. That's the problem, though. They definitely know because they come in here as a tourist and they probably know where to go. Like my friend was coming here before training camp, and he already knew some spots to go. I was like, yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, then we like went around
See,
a
the
little
thing
bit.
is, you're just so focused on basketball. That's what it is. Karlo.
But
That's
I'm
what
like
it
this
is.
like job home guy. Maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah,
No, that's all good.
That's true though. That's true though. That's a little bit. You got me there.
Well, look, in all honesty, that's probably why you've made the jump that you have, man, and you've made such an impact. 82 minutes, 13 dunks. That's my my go-to when it comes to playing above the rim. He doesn't like the hammer. I'll come up with something else, though. But Karlo, thank
I
you
didn't
for
say I
your
don't
time.
like the hammer.
No,
but
I understand. We'll
I
come
think we
up
can
with
get
something.
more creative.
You can do
somehow.
better.
Yeah, you're gonna.
It was a
gotta
very
find
quick
something.
thought. It was. I didn't take a lot of time.
Hammer like usual, you know, like this guy hammers it. You know, this guy, right? That's what it
No,
is,
you're
though.
right. You're right.
This
It could
guy
be-
chose the hammer.
So you want something unique to you.
Yeah.
All right.
Why not?
I will
If we
work
have
on
Big
it.
Nasty now,
I will work on it. I will do whatever I
you
can.
know. Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Thank y'all. Appreciate
I
it.
appreciate it. Mr. Karlo Matković. When we come back, we'll put a wrap on this one. You're watching New Orleans Pelicans Podcast. All right, welcome back to the New Orleans Pelicans podcast. Gus Kattengell, Jim Eichenhofer. Our thanks to Karlo Matković for joining us. He's always a great guest, and of course, look, anytime he plays above the rim, I'm going to be a big fan of you. That's awesome. So,
I knew you were
love
going to
that.
want to talk about that,
Of
Gus.
course.
I knew
But
it.
That's a great stat that Jim found there. 13-14, Trey leading right now. But man, the amount of minutes. But it just goes to tell you though. I meant to tell him there was another nickname that Graf and I came up with on the road. Instant dividends. It almost sounds
okay.
like every time he steps on to the court, Jim, it's a rebound, it's a dunk, it's something positive that happens. And if you're coming off the bench, isn't that what you want to be as a player?
I kind of like that. That there aren't that many financial nicknames in basketball. So I like the creativity there.
Yeah,
That's,
from a
that's pretty
positive
good.
side. Yeah,
yeah,
it is.
definitely.
Instant dividends. I love that. Well, one of the things Jim loves to do is tie things in with the rest of the league and what's going on. So we're going to do a little Western Conference Friday approach here today. As Jim, we look at the Western Conference and is it okay seeing everybody else in the league? I mean, man, are they impressive so far right now?
Yeah, they're off to an incredible start. And by the way, the viewers and the listeners, I know they probably miss Western Conference Wednesday.
Yes.
We don't have that anymore, but we're going to do the best we can with Western Conference Friday. To me, one of the biggest things that stands out with the West so far is that, we don't like to see other people suffer. We don't like to see other bad things happen to other people. But sometimes it's good if other teams in the West are struggling. And right now, I mean, there's a pretty long list of teams that had high expectations or relatively high expectations and are struggling out of the gate. That's good for the Pelicans because if you want to look at the play-in race, as rough as a start as the Pelicans have gotten off to, they're not that far out of 10th place. Right now, as we record this on Thursday afternoon, the Utah Jazz are actually in 10th place right now at 4-7, which is surprising in itself. But, I mean, you look at teams like Memphis is 4-9. The Clippers are 3-8. Dallas is 3-9. Sacramento is 3-9. I mean, there's a bunch of teams that are having similar issues as the Pelicans in terms of winning games earlier in the season, issues at the defensive end. I mean, we could go through some of them. I mean, obviously the Mavericks have already fired their GM, so there's that. The Grizzlies have had issues with Ja Morant in terms of he hasn't played well. His body language, he's had some post-game interviews that haven't been great.
Very interesting post-game interviews.
Yeah, the Clippers are I consider ourselves to be maybe a little bit older gentlemen. We're not ancient, but so I don't want to call people old, but I feel like the Clippers have not looked great from that category so far. I think people thought that they would be their experience would benefit them, but I mean sometimes in the NBA it can be a little bit too experienced, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
And so basically the Pelicans are in a situation right now where it's been a really bad start to the season, but there's so many other teams in the West that I want to be able to still say, I think the goal right now, at least short term, should be by Thanksgiving, by Christmas, can we still be talking about the play-in race? Can we still say that they're either in the top 10 or they're within striking distance? At this stage right now, they are, and a lot of it is because some of these other teams have struggled so much.
Yeah, and a lot of the reasons, too, when you take a look at it, and again, it just is what it is. What is it, 7 different starting lineups already for the Pelicans?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And we just got past the 10-game mark. So, look, to wrap up, one of the things that we're going to keep an eye on here as well is as we'll get ready for Friday's game against the Lakers is the NBA Cup. Obviously, it's one of those things where if you lose a game, you're kind of not into it. I like it. I think, have said you liked it here as well, and you've made these games competitive. I don't know. What's your look at it as we go into the second half, I guess, of the NBA Cup?
Yeah, I just love the urgency that it provides. I think the smaller sample where you're just playing 4 pool play games, it adds a little bit of incentive and stakes to the games. So I'm a huge fan of the NBA Cup. I know there's people out there that disagree with me on that, and that's fine.
Sure.
But, I mean, the way I would summarize it overall, too, is, to me, I think you should look at it as a double. It doesn't need to be a home run. This is only year 3 of it. And to me, it's accomplished a lot of its initial goals of what the NBA was shooting for.
Yeah, no doubt. And look, here's the thing. When you look at the end of the day, looking at the rest of this homestand, you're going to be seeing MVPs here and there and everywhere. So the NBA is where it's at right now because, Jim, it's a very competitive league and you have to show up and play every night. Our thanks to Karlo Matković and, of course, to you, my friend. Thank you as always.
Thanks, Gus.
I missed you a little bit being on the road, even though Aaron did a good job. We'll see you next time on the New Orleans Pelicans Podcast.